Hey, Doc, can I get a drop? Nigga, no. Oh, YouTube! Let's talk
Because she's
about
been
it!
bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up the score, her number 4 play 4.
Hello. I'm so silly. Listen, let me apologize to everyone that I would be using for a teachable moment today, okay? Everything I say, this is an opinion-based show. All the topics I'm talking about today, I'm using them for teachable moments. Hi, everyone. I am Miss Tia. I'm back, honey. Listen, honey, y'all was jumping out the window. Y'all was jumping out the window last week, girl. Girl like me gotta lay low, honey. I got too much to lose, bitch. I had to lay low. So listen, I'm back. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? Hello, everybody. Thank you and welcome to This Is My Saturday Morning Rant. And I am Miss Tia. Listen, I'm playing, right? This is good. This week has been crazy. I'm talking album reviews, and I may even get into a little political stuff that I saw that was interesting. So once again, thank you for joining. And if you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on, subscribe. And also like the video, creeps. Why is that hard? Like the video. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. Hello. Listen, great topics. First of all, I was out last week, maybe 2 weeks for now that I'm thinking. I missed a lot of stuff. I missed hip hop going to the Vatican, right? The clips. Dot then came back on tour, right? Crazy. And plus some other stuff. I even missed me telling my review about the battle, Murda Mook and Hitman Holla, right? Now, me personally, I felt like Hitman Holla won for my own reasons. And I know I'm looking, and a lot of people are saying Murda Mook won because I'm saying, is it out of sympathy? Or was everyone really listening? I think the difference between the two, to me, Murda Mook was claiming that he should remain on the throne, and Hitman Holla, to me, was saying it's time for you to move to bring others in to push this culture of battle rap. What am I hearing? Somebody help me. Get in the comment, because that's what I heard. I heard Hitman Holla saying, listen, you been here and the culture ain't moving. You sitting in the seat. It's time for you to pass the baton. You know, we got a problem with that in the community. We feel like passing the baton meaning we're not relevant or we're not good. Listen, hanging your jerseys in the Raptor is a great thing. Hanging your jersey in the Raptors is a great thing. That means you got a t-shirt, you done it, you conquered it, you are it. So I think Murda Mook missed what I felt like Hitman Holla was saying. And I think to the people who's been sitting in these seats a long time, and it ain't just gotta necessarily be battle rap, it could be in the music industry. You seeing how the radio station is dethroning some of our iconic people that we've been watching for years over there at Hot 97. Is that Hot 97? You seeing Funk Flex and all of those guys being able to say, okay, it's time for us to shift, it's time to move. So I think everybody need to pay attention to this in these different genres. Pay attention. It's time to push the culture. And sometimes pushing the cultures mean you have to move out the old to put in something new. I'm sorry. So that's what I got out of the battle. So this is why I say Hitman Holla won the battle. Okay, this is just my opinion. My opinion, I get that. Also, hip hop went to the Vatican? What? I didn't even see a lot of people talking about it. That's crazy. Shout out to the Clips for taking hip hop to the Vatican. At this point, I don't really care who is pushing this culture, long as it's people who's pushing it where we can have a recognition of people want to see us in the room. Because now, in last couple years, people didn't want to see hip hop in the room because they didn't understand the reports that we was reporting back from the street, which is drill, and a lot of the music was real explicit, but this is what was going on. But now the culture is moving forward. You got the clips coming back. You got a lot of people sitting in the seats that can really push this thing. And you mean to tell me we went to the Vatican and ain't nobody give the boys they props? Shout out to the clips. You know, here on the I Am Miss Tia show, honey, I'm gonna give gratitude and shout out to the clips, because they deserve that. Are y'all crazy? Y'all crazy. Shout out to Malice. I was waiting to see if Malice was gonna say, damn, I had a dad. And he did it right in front of the Vatican people, right? Right in front of the people. I loved it. John Legend, Pusha T, Terrence and Gene taking the culture to the Vatican. Oh, I loved it. Plus, my brother Kendrick Lamar is back on tour over there on his Latin excursion. Listen, Kendrick is turning out to be this universal artist. Like, I think he's taking hip hop into another atmosphere, which we done seen people do this, but on this level, y'all gotta give Dot his props. Listen. Bro over there in Mexico making the Mexicans feel like they not like us. I said, wait a minute. It ain't about y'all. But you know, that's the thing about Kendrick Lamar. His songs, they become affirmations, right? They become songs where you can stand in the mirror and you can be like, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. King Kunta. You know? They not like me. That's what Kendrick do. Shout out to Kendrick. That's what Kendrick do. Kendrick's songs are so powerful, y'all. Like, Kendrick, y'all tripping. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Now, they hated on Jesus. Now, I ain't trying to say Kendrick is Jesus, but let me tell you, his anointing and whatever that gift that God gave him is so powerful, bro, that he's more than just your typical rapper. The stuff that the boy put out, like I said, he got the Mexicans over there like, they not like us. We like, okay, what's going on? But they taking it and they stamping their self with his words and how they feel. This is how this guy is so universal. Anyway, I don't want to make y'all mad, because you know I can talk about Dot, y'all. I don't want to make y'all mad. Y'all be hot. She don't want to do nothing but talk about Kendrick. This is a Kendrick Lamar channel. This is. So I gotta big up my bro, but I am so happy. Everybody's talking about, where's hip hop? Hip hop is in a bad state. Lies. Hip hop is in one of the best state it been in a while, and I love it. I wanted to talk about some album reviews, some albums I heard. I'm talking about some political stuff, and I may get into some more little gossip stuff that I heard. I don't know how far I'm gonna be able to get to this, because I want to make this video probably 20-25 minutes. But let me get started. Albums, right? 3 albums that I felt like I wanted to bring today to talk about. Jay Electronica, right? Cardi B, right? Shout out to the B. She dropped, and I liked the Jermaine Dupri, the Magic City thing, right? Jay Electronica did the Act 1, Act 2. Listen, it was so much music with the Jay Electronica. I'm like, well, which one is Act 1 and Act 2? But anyway, my favorite is, I think, Act 2. The written testimony leaflets, I think. Anyway, I may be saying this wrong, but go with me. Go and listen to the album. You may know what I'm talking about. But I like the one with the women, right? So I think that's Act 2. I think on that one he talked about, he had a lot of titles that was really like, what's going on? Where is Jay Electronica mind? He had something like At Candace Owens, Tell Us More. If anybody know about Jay Electronica, right? He's a 5%er. He's with the Muslims, right? Farrakhan, right? So all of his music gonna be music teaching wise to me. This is just my opinion. It's gonna be music to shine the light on issues that's going on in the world and our culture. So when you listen to Jay Electronica, you gotta listen with a spiritual mind, and you gotta listen with an open mind. A lot of people I seen throughout the week was saying, I don't get it. What is he talking about? That's because y'all ain't in the spirit. You gotta be in the spirit to listen to some of these people. But anyway, I really liked it. I was cleaning and listening to it, and all of a sudden, something made me stop. And I looked at the speaker. You know how when something good, you'll look at that thing. So I stopped and I looked, and I was like, I had to sit down. I said, what is Jay Electronica talking about? But it was really good. First of all, on the written testimony, the leaflet, I think, I'm saying this, Puffy, right? I think the song was Abracadabra. Puffy, right? Came out at the beginning talking about, hey, if you gonna drop the album. And to hear Puffy, because Puffy was this culture, right? And to hear him, I think the powers that be is trying to see, is he broken, right? Don't it feel like somebody just trying to break Puff? You gotta be careful. Only God can break Puff. And I hope with him sitting, I hope he's learning. So, but to hear his voice, I was like, oh, okay. A lot of people don't know Jay Electronica was also outside of the case every day well, I wouldn't say every day, but he was spotted sometimes outside during the court case, supporting. I think a reporter came to him and said, you here to support? He was like, that's my boy. So I can see why he put Puff on the album. So shout out to that part right there. Like, even though, he's standing strong with his friend, no matter what people think. So I like that. As it got on through, he had a lot of people on the album. I heard Jay-Z, Diddy, I even Quinn Miller, right? I thought I heard Eartha Kitt, but when I read the features, it was maybe a lady into the ministry, but she sounds just like Eartha Kitt. And when you hear the album, to me, Jay Electronica also highlight and talk about government, right? And talked about how the mistreatment. You're going to hear spaceships. You're going to hear the Most High God. I even heard Jesus a lot into this, which was something like, okay, Jay Electronica is going there, which he do. And like I said, on the Candace Owens song, he was like, tell me more. I don't know. I wanted to ask Jay Electronica, and if anybody get to interview him, because to me, I think a lot of people they're scared to interview Jay Electronica, because he gonna go there, and the people that's running this thing, who pay the money to these big platforms that you see, they won't have a Jay Electronica to come on, because he gonna talk against the entrance. So anyway, to hear the Candace Owens, tell us more, Farrakhan and the Muslim, they been talking like that. They know who the real enemy is, right? Ooh, this is good. So when you hearing this album, you gotta get that kind of ear. When you hearing this album, you gotta go there in your hearing. You can't be this one trick pony thinking that he's gonna be like your Young Thugs or your other artists, because he's not. He gonna go deeper with his artistry, and he gonna reveal some things that you may not want to hear, and especially the powers that be definitely don't want to hear. But I loved all the songs. Jay Electronica did his thing. To the people, go and interview Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica, this is what I would say. Why don't you go on the Sonettas? Why won't you go and sit with the Vicky Dillards? I think that's pretty much the people that wouldn't mind sitting with you and letting you reveal what this album means and what it is, because the other platforms, they're paid off. They ain't able, and they can't sit with Jay Electronica. They don't even know what to ask him. They don't know how to ask him, how did you get here, and what are you talking about, and how could that translate over to the world for them to understand it? Because most of the world want to say we ain't with that. We don't want to hear that religious stuff, right? So this is why a lot of people are scared to interview a Jay Electronica. A lot of people don't know how to approach a person like him to have an interview with him. Have you noticed? You don't see artists like a Jay Electronica and a lot of those kind of artists being interviewed by the people that be, because they don't know how. They don't know what to ask and what to say. Because I do believe you can keep the interview where it don't get too crazy to scare people. Because I think that's the main thing. People are scared. People are scared to talk that way and hear these things. But I do think in this culture, rap, hip hop, we need a J Electronica. Now you know he was talking crazy about my brother. But you know, I gotta go beyond that because I'm here reporting entertainment and music how I see it. But I loved it. Shout out to J Electronica. It was a great album. I really liked it. So to y'all, somebody interview J Electronica. He may gotta go over there in the black sector and sit with some of them and let us know how and why you came this way with this with the album this year. I would love for somebody to really interview him and see how did he get to this place. I loved at the end, the lady was saying, it's up. I love that. I love that. Also, I heard Al Green, one of Al Green's songs at the end of the album. Let you know it went back to the roots, black. Loved it. I also heard something that sparked me and it rose my attention, it got my attention. At the end, it was saying, a reporter was saying, J Electronica dropped his album on September such and such, and it only got 16 views. I really believe he highlighted that moment to show you how his artistry is suppressed, which is crazy. That's why we need independent news media to be able to interview people like that and to be able to push it out. Because I do feel like J Electronica, his artistry of where he do music, it is suppressed because the big platforms is owned by people that may not be too happy with the way he delivers. But anyway, that's my thing about the J Electronica. Okay, the next albums, I'm sorry, two of the next albums I'm talking about, Cardi B, Am I the Drama? Hell yeah. But it's good drama. I chose Cardi B for the conversation today because she's the culture. She represents a group of women in our community. And a lot of people I heard was being very judgmental. Oh, she's pregnant again. Oh, girls in our hood get pregnant 6 months behind each other. And guess what the kicker? By different men. So I was looking out and listening to all these women and men being very hypocritical, talking about, oh, she pregnant by a different man. Da, 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 da. You can go in the hood right now and you got a girl that got 7 baby daddies. In this time, this generation is really setting a bar of this kind of behavior. Yeah, you had Mean Mom back in the day. She had 13 kids, but guess what? By the same man. Now, this generation, they're having a lot of kids by different men. Is it right? No, but this is what happens. So when you see a Cardi B, she represents a certain woman. And I really wanted to bring her album today to say, you know, this is the hood. This is the streets. This is what goes on in our community. And I was surprised to see everybody trying to judge her like we ain't seeing this every day. Like, this is what it was. I liked the album. I thought the album was great. One of my favorite songs right now is her and Lizzo, What's Going On. Lizzo's something to watch out for. Lizzo got a voice on her that I think people missing. I think people missing that. But that's my favorite song. She got a lot of songs on there. Pretty and I'm Petty. Petty and I'm Pretty, which give me that LA sound. You can kind of hear that. She talked about how she wanted to touch everything, every sound. She wanted to give you a lot of that, and she really did that. She really met the standard with this album to me. You can kind of listen through it the whole way. Now, I wouldn't say it's no skips because it's really something for everybody. She got a lot for her Latino community. She got a lot for the women. She got something for the men. So it just depends on who you are. But I really like the album. Shout out to Cardi B. She did her big one. I thought it was worth the wait. And I think this is a sign to new artists that taking your time may be the key. Because, you know, back in the day, artists took a year or two before they gave you projects, and it was projects that was palatable, and it was projects that you can really sit with for a while. Then we went into this area where people wanted to put out an album every week because they was trying to give you quantity, but it wasn't any quality with it. So to be for real, I really enjoyed the Cardi B album. It was 7 years, they say, but it was worth it. I really like it. Shout out to Cardi B. You did a good thing. I loved it. Go check out Cardi B. Plus, Jermaine Dupri album, The Magic City. compilation. I loved it. Listen, I was happy to hear my cousin Rich Homie Quan on that album. I was so happy to hear that. I was happy. Now you can hear that sound. You hear that sound? Go and listen to that song. You will hear Rich Homie and you will see where that sound from Atlanta come from. I love that. Also, I like the song with CeeLo Green, Atlanta. Homage to Atlanta, right? I felt like on that song he was telling Atlanta, we're sorry. You know, we're sorry, Atlanta. We done gave y'all over to the wrong people concerning our music. Jermaine Dupri did his big one with this one. It was really good. I even like the one, I think it was a strip club kind of song with T.I. and Dro. I like that one. Pastor Troy is in there. I like that. Jermaine Dupri did a good job. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri. Go and get the album. The album is good. It's worth listening to, especially if you remember that Atlanta scene, that Atlanta sound. No matter what you think about South and the way they do music, they deserve a spot in the genre. They deserve a space because the South, we are different, but our music matters, and I love what Atlanta did. You can go to Dallas, Houston, all those places. We deserve a spot. We deserve it, and I loved it. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri. Love the album. Loved it. So listen, that's my album review. Those are my album reviews for the songs that I thought, the albums that I thought I wanted to come and talk about. Go and go get the album. Okay, last topic of the day. Let's get political. I wanted to talk about what I saw in the political realm because a lot of people don't like to touch this part, but this is life. This is, we're here in America. So not only you don't like to talk about it, I do believe you need to pay attention because this is what goes on. This forms our community. This forms the laws. This forms how we move. But this week, I saw two things that reached out to me. Former Vice President Kamala Harris, she writing a book. The book is called 107 Days. Let me make sure I got this right, y'all. I'm sorry. I think it's called 107 Days. Anyway, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna put it up. 107 Days. Well, she talked about her running for president during 2024. And she talked about in the book how it said Kamala Harris talked how she was the first woman to be elected as vice president of the United States of America. In the book, she stated on July 2024, former President Biden announced he would not seek re-election and how she had 107 days to figure it out. So the book is real interesting. If you want to buy it for me, bad and send it to me. But I really wanted audio so I could move around and listen to it. But it was interesting to hear some of the inserts of what was going on. She felt, to me, listening to her, she felt pressured. It was a lot of pressure, and I don't think a lot of people understood that. What did I write? I said they all knew. I felt like this. I felt like they knew, her party knew she would not be elected. But did Kamala know? I don't think she realized that. I feel like Kamala really thought she had a chance, which, no, her party knew she would not be chosen. I don't understand why would they send her out on a Carrie moment. And when I talk about Carrie, I'm talking about, do anybody know about the movie Carrie? When the blood fell on her and everybody was laughing. They all gonna laugh at you. Right? That Carrie. I felt like that was a Carrie moment for her. She didn't know, but everybody else knew. What did I say? I said, now she's doing interviews about the book. Some of the inserts, she talked about how she felt bad that she knew former President Biden, wasn't fit enough to run again. And she talked about in the book how she felt bad that she didn't say anything. But I don't think she could. A lot of people don't realize just because I'm there, it doesn't mean I can say anything. It's just like your job asks you. Now, this is the people who work. Your job will say, is it any questions? They don't really mean for you to ask a question. They just say that because that's protocol, but you don't really supposed to say, yeah, I got a question. Ray, you don't really supposed to cause no trouble. So I understand when she said, I felt bad not speaking up. She couldn't. And she knew she could, but she talked about that. She said she knew he wasn't, he was able enough to keep living, but not to the point where he was able to rerun again. And she didn't speak up before it was time. And a lot of people are from her party is talking crazy about her. Stephen A. Smith was one of those people that voiced his opinion about her career is over because she's revealing things that a lot of whispers was happening during that time, and she should have said something. But I don't think she could. But Stephen A. Smith is on her ass. He said, your career is over. I think a lot of people feel like she's revealing too much personal stuff, but you know what? Tell us more. Tell us more. Also, another thing she revealed, she was on the Rachel Maddow show. She was on a lot of interviews, but I found the Rachel Maddow, hers was a little bit more palatable to kind of understand from, right? What did I wrote? She talked about how at one moment, Donald Trump gave her a blow that kind of like rocked her when he revealed she's not black, right? And she said she was riding in a plane, if I'm remembering this right, and with him revealing that or hitting her that way, it kind of took her off her feet. She kind of was, rocked by that. She was like, damn, how low is he gonna go? Let me tell you something. People will go low enough to win. Don't you forget it. You got to be like Cardi B. Cardi B said she take them to hell down to where the lava is. But Kamala said she didn't want to go low. But I don't think she understood how important this fight was for even Donald Trump. That he knew he had to go low to reveal things to win. And I think that was the downfall for the Democratic Party. They didn't realize that they had to go that low, and Donald Trump was able and willing to go so low to even say, bitch, you ain't black, quit playing. Did you hear her over there on that other podcast talking about she don't wash chicken? I'm starting to believe the black thing, Kamala. Now, you did tell us you cook your collard greens in the bathtub. Now you don't wash your chicken. That ain't black at all. But go get the book. Go get the book. 107 days. Listen, go get the books. I need somebody to read that book. Nay Rob, if you listening to me, if you subscribe to me, go over there and read that book. I like to go over there and on Nay Rob's porch and listen to her read the books. But I think the book is going to be interesting. I hope she really put some key things in there. I think it's going to be good. She said this too. She said, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire, but she didn't do it. But she said this in the interview. She said, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire, but she didn't go there. What else I wrote? Go get the book. I feel like too, Kamala needs to sit down. I felt like Kamala should have sat down with the other parties. I felt like when she was running for president during that time, she should have went to some of the Republicans' platforms. Sometimes, because at this point she was going to be president for everybody. So it was only right that she should have went to the Republican side to do interviews, even if it was challenging. And I think that was the fear from her party. They knew that the Republicans was going to get crazy with her if she would have sat down with them. And I think that what stopped them from allowing her to go far for her. I think that what allowed it. That's what told them no. Because they knew the Republicans would get real crazy and they'll go low with you to make you talk about that. But I felt like she should have been strong enough to say, I'm finna go sit over here too. And I'm finna tell them that I would be your president too. I felt like she was going to be the president for everyone and she didn't show that. I got to get out of here. I hope you guys liked the topics and the conversation today. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.